G'day guys, I'm out here under contract to do some pest control. We're going to jump straight into a few feral goats and then I'll tell you why. The Smurf gun has certainly done a number on those goats. Ranges were 320 out to 380. For those interested, it's chambered in 6.5 PRC. It's a JC PD Arms Elite Series 2. And this longer range stuff is exactly why I have it. I've got a couple of goats down up on this hillside. The main thing is they are in a location that I can get to on my quad bike. Why did I shoot goats? Well, I use them as fox bait. They do hold some value even though it's dropped for live export, but the property owner doesn't mind if I do take a few animals that I can use. What I've done in the past, I'll retrieve those animals. I won't film it because the last time I did and showed it, YouTube demonetized my video. But what I do is I put a couple of key cuts in the carcass, hook a rope on them, and I drag them around on these ridgeline tracks, put some scent lines down into some of those more open sheep camps and areas that I can get at the foxes at. It generally pulls them down those scent lines at night, and I'll come back with the thermal, clean the foxes up. I've done it before, it's worked well. Let's see if it works again. I've dragged this nanny goat down to a sheep camp. There's remnants of a carcass already here from one of those guys, so hopefully those scent lines pull in a couple of foxes tonight. You're still watching the video, that's a good thing. So I'm just moving into position at the moment. Now, if I rewind the clock back to this morning, I've driven my friend Darren from Wedgetail Campers Hawk setup on his 79 series Land Cruiser out on this trip. I'm a few hours from home. It has been a really nice drive out here. Most of the sorghum's been harvested. Everyone's harvested all the cotton, so it's very interesting to see all of those sites as you do travel through the countryside. I am very fortunate to be able to do that as part of this contract shooting arrangement that I have going at the moment. This afternoon, I'm just moving into position on the edge of an oats crop. One of the things I really like about this Hawk camper is I can basically set it up wherever I want. I'm normally a little bit more restricted on where I can camp. Just in my own vehicle, I stay in a shearer's quarters or a cabin or a house or rent a motel room, whatever that looks like. But when I've got this vehicle, I can go wherever I like. So up here, we've got an oats crop. The pigs are coming in on that each night, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be noise shy. So if I ride anywhere near this crop within a few hundred meters on the quad bike, there's no wind, the noise will really travel. I'll probably push the pigs off that open ground. So I'm going to set the camper up right on the fence line. Hopefully once it gets dark, I'm in a good spot. Some pigs come out, wouldn't that be nice? And I can walk in and chew into them with the 223. So we'll see how that works out. I've had a conversation with the property owner as I've driven past his house, and he said to me if there's any goats on his oats to shoot them. A little bit of persuasion to not eat it. So there's about 15 animals 300 metres up. I'm laying on a contour bank at the moment, and they're just over another one. So I think the big camera up there's got a better view than I do, but pretty sure I can lob a couple of rounds over this bank, thin a few of them out. See how we go. You're right if they'd stop moving. Oh no, we're at the 417 now. 704 now. 704. Oh, what's that? 4.2. It's quite a long time to get a thump back from out there. Certainly do a number on them though. Nice little pile of brass there. The first shots were chip shots for the 6.5 PRC, but those other animals up the back, they're at 740 metres, so I had to let them get off the crop a fair bit before they slowed down and I could place some rounds on those animals. That's always the way. I've rode around in the hills looking for goats to use as fox bait this morning to drag them down. It's ended out I've shot a bunch straight from camp on the Oats, but property owners' wishes and they aren't in here anymore. People wonder why farmers don't like these feral pigs. They've made a hell of a mess at the edge of this paddock. That was super easy to set up. I love this big awning as well. Very quick, doesn't need guy ropes if it's not windy. Bed's made, I've got some food in the fridge there, about an hour until dark. I'm literally 6 metres from those oats, and I've got a big fence line that runs up there about 400 metres to my right. Dry creek line next to that. Let's see if it pulls anything in. I'm not using my 308 Winchester rifle this trip. I'm using a lighter 223 Remington platform, but what I am doing is using Fiocchi 60 grain EPN ammunition. It's basically a VMAX. I've been told that little bit more weight does a number on the pigs. Let's find out. These pigs, they've come into this paddock really quickly. I took my eyes off that green pasture for about 5 minutes, put some thermals on in my beanie, bang, they're straight out there. They must have come up a gully or something like that out of sight. I probably should let them settle out there and wait till it gets dark. I've probably only got another 20 minutes for that. Those guys aren't going anywhere. They don't know I'm here. I'd say they're in a fair bit of trouble once it gets dark though. I've watched those pigs for about half an hour. Very hard thing to do. Let's fire the thermals up, go for a walk. I've never camped so close to an oats paddock before. Benefit of that, there's a ladder in the camper, so straight over the fence we go. The animals are coming in now. It's getting dark. There's plenty of kangaroos out here. Centre frame there, that's a solo boar just by himself. More kangaroos and 2 roos there behind that tree moving through that gap. That's our pigs. I've now got another group of pigs in this paddock. These guys have just moved in from somewhere. That's our first group there. That was a great start. I've got this big bright moon rising out here. I'd say that's going to cause a bit of trouble, and I dare say it'll get very cold. I don't know if you just heard that whack. That was a bloody beetle flying in my finger. That's not a bad looking buck in the background there. I can see his antlers from here in the thermal when he passes the trees. There's a fair bit of length to him. Scanner duties tonight, I'm running this new Pulsar Telos LRF XL50, so another HD sensor. Technically this guy isn't public as of filming this. I will have to wait to release the video for the device to be out. I did get one of the first ones around, and I have to say the image is very, very nice out of that sensor. It is very akin to my Merger XL50s, which I absolutely love, but this guy's a monocular. Yeah, cool bit of kit. Size 11 boot for scale as usual. Bullet up the back of the ear hole. That'll do it every single time. Not a bad pig actually.
Fox on that carcass. Another fox there. You might be wondering why I'm not shooting the foxes on the carcasses. I don't know if anyone's noticed in the background there, under that cursor, that's another pig coming in, so I'll let the foxes go for now. That guy will filter into the paddock. Hopefully we can get a couple more pigs, and I can stack the foxes up as well. There's another pig in the background out there on that skyline.
I love it when a plan works. I did catch up with these two foxes. Old mate on the right there, he's got the googly eye. I just want to give a big shout out to Ben from Hunt the Night. He's the supporter behind all of these thermal videos. If you are in the market for any of that equipment, night vision, the other stuff that I'm using, go and have a look at his website. He stands behind the products he sells and offers really good after sales service.
A couple of pigs out there in amongst all those rows. 350 away. Decision I need to make is they're probably heading to that gully. And then down into there, so I might have to try and get in front of them a little bit if I can. Have a scratch, mate.
These pigs, they just heat in the thermal. They're either white or black hot generally. It's always interesting when you do turn the headlight on to white light and you see what colour they are when you walk up on them.
I thought I could hear pigs squealing up there in between those cattle under that tree, 300 metres away. They are pigs. They're doing a piss. Bloody hell. Couple behind that tree. Don't shoot that one. Those ones I can shoot. Those ones I can shoot. Couple of good looking balls here actually. Yeah, don't shoot that one. Same in the background. I'll try and let him get in that gap there, I think.
That's a really stocky little mountain boar, a razorback on it. That's the first pig I shot out of that group. Little mate over there, spotty coloured thing. Damn, that moon is bright tonight. It is at its fullest. I'm walking around out here without even a headlight on. It's making getting under 75 metres a little bit niggly on these animals, and I've certainly got some challenges riding around on my quad bike because it is dead still. Clean air like this, the noise really travels, so I'm finding 600-800 metres I'm already bumping pigs off some of these oats paddocks, so certainly going to have to mix things up a little bit and do some big walk-ins if I can detect those animals far enough away with the thermal.
I've just got back to the quad bike after shooting those last 3 pigs. It's probably about 800 metres away on foot. Look down in the paddock, 400 or 500 metres underneath me is this particular animal, so I'm just doing a little bit of a wander in at the moment. The wind's not amazing, so 100 metres. I'll try and close the gap a little bit and put one up the back of its ear.
Let me know in the comments what you think of the 223 Remington. No, it's not a 308. I've definitely got to place those shots a little bit more precisely, especially on pigs that are running away, but I'm carrying a much lighter rifle and I don't think it's doing too bad a job at all with this 60 grain Fiocchi ammo. Here's our fox. Yeah, nah, we're not going any closer than that. He is not in a good way. Oi. That's a big fox. What a bloody stonker. Look at this guy. He's a cracker. Property owner will be happy with that. Goes to show size is deceptive in the thermal. I thought this wasn't a bad boar. Yeah, my big boar, it's probably about 40 kilos. Definitely not big pigs, these ones. Oh, I thought that was a pig out there, but it's a deer. Rifle scope I'm using tonight is a Pulsar Thermion 2 LRF XL50, so that's the HD sensor. Gives me a nice wide field of view at a 1.75 base magnification, but with those denser pixels on the sensor, it lets me zoom in a bit clearer on those foxes for the shots that are further out. definitely a red-mode fox. It's got a hole the size of an apple in the back of its skull. It's cooled off out here. It's got a fantastic tail on it. It's quite a big vixen. It's pretty cold. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, and it is time.
You can see the back of those pigs there, moving through the grass. They're in a little bit of strife, I think. There's a few more there than I realised. Bloody hell.
He's not a bad sized pig indeed. He's actually got a decent set of hooks as well. They normally bust them up in the mountains up here on all the rocks, but he's a real scruffy fella. This one, curly hair, it'd be difficult to see in the daylight in amongst the grass, but there is no discretion with thermal.
There's a mother wombat and a baby over there. Pretty cool to see. Couple of rabbits there, another wombat there. Definitely don't want to confuse those guys with pigs if you ever are out with thermal. They do move differently and they're a little bit rounder to look at. And those things there, don't confuse them for pigs.
I want to tell you guys an amazing tale. It's got suspense, drama and action. It goes like this. Boof, boof, boof.
I just did that little talk about target ID, centre frame there. That is a wombat. See, it's round on the left, moving pretty slow. I've just looked over. That there, that is a feral pig. Oh shit. Oh, these two are gonna cop it. Let's go the fox first. I'm gonna let this pig walk out onto that crop. I'm not sure where, but up there. I can hear pigs squealing. He's just smelt me. There's my bigger group of pigs up there on that skyline. Shit, those things are gonna scare those bloody pigs. I'm pretty sure they're pigs. 18 meters.
Here's the ones that were closer together to pull together for a little bit of a video. It never ceases to amaze me how often we find pigs asleep in the paddock. I guess they're like us and they need a little siesta. It is very difficult to ID them though when they are huddled up together like that. They're just a heat source. There's cattle about 50 metres above where these animals were laying down, but what gave it away was this guy here's ears. That's the benefit of that HD 1024 sensor. It does give you a really good ID. Saying that, I think I was about 20 metres away from them, so very, very close. There's another couple in the grass, and I pegged another one further out. There were a few that got away though because they ran behind that dead tree in the background. A little bit of a shame, but still, great result. I've just spotted this pig in the grass. I think it tried to hide. Didn't matter in the end though. It's currently 4 o'clock in the morning and it is bloody freezing, but that's been a really good shoot. Thanks to the property owners for getting me out here to give them a hand with the feral pests. If you did like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Ensure you subscribe to the channel with the bell icon on. I'd really appreciate it if you'd like to have a look at my Patreon, and I'll see everyone next time. I'm going to bed.